You may think that I know.
Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kelsey. I am a graphic designer or brand designer. I make all kinds of videos about tips and tricks with graphic design, and today I'm so excited to talk to you about creating a style guide. Style guides are something that I do with all of my brand clients. It's something that is great to have for you to stick with a cohesive look, a cohesive feel, have that emotion that you want to evoke and attract those consumers that you're looking for. I talk about this constantly in my videos, and today I'm just really excited to share a behind the scenes look at one of my style guides and just talk about what changes I made and why I made different adjustments or decisions in that style guide. I do want to mention too that I'll be sharing some other helpful videos down below, so if you want to learn more about like a mood board or how to create brand marks or different things like that, I'll have different videos that I've made linked down below, so you can go ahead and click on those and watch them after this video and learn a little bit more about graphic design. And as always, if you are new to my channel, I would appreciate it if you consider subscribing, liking this video, and comment down below any questions you have. I am so happy to answer them, and I can either do that down below in the comment section or over on Instagram as well, so you're able to DM me over there. But let's get into the style guide and jump in what it looks like.
Because when push comes to
First up, with this style guide, I will be sharing a lot of details about this client. This client is a family photographer, so she was looking for something to create a more cohesive look that she can use on her website, on her Instagram, and have a style more just developed. She in the past had just hired different Canva designers, I think, to create logos for her, or she'd either tried to create them in Canva, or she's done Fiverr designers, or she's done like Creative Marketplace when you just buy a logo and you insert your name. And she really wanted something that was a custom look and feel to her and unique, that no one else would be using it as well. So that was the goal with her style, and I think we really achieved it. Okay, so starting out, I just want to touch on the different programs that you can use for creating a style guide. I actually use the Adobe Illustrator to create, and I just have found that it's really great for flexibility. I use it every single day, so I'm super comfortable with it. But you can really use almost any program to create a style guide. Traditionally, if you're a designer, I would recommend either Illustrator or InDesign. And if you are just an individual that is maybe starting out a brand, or you want to just try to get some things in order for your small business, then you could do things as simple as using like a Google presentation. So just anywhere that you can really get your thoughts down and have those guides and rules that you're creating. So looking a little more closely, this first page is just a cover image. I just like to include the main logo, or the logo, one of the brand marks that we created for the client, and just to have an overall look for the introduction. Next up, we have the mood board and pillars. I personally like to include these in my style guide because then the client can reference back to it and know that was the look and feel that they were going to. I know some designers don't like to include this because it's just a guidance on the project that you're creating. Again, I think it's great to include because we're thinking about the emotion, the connection, the strategy that you want to have behind it for your audience. And then we have these pillar words, which are loyal, warm, graceful, and memorable. So those are just what you should be reflecting and feeling as you look at the image, as you look at the overall look of this guide and the overall brand. Next up, we just have this page that gives an overview of all the different brand marks that are created. Here, there are 6 different options. These are a variety between having word marks or icon marks, or having just different layouts of your brand marks. And this is so important because you want to have a brand mark that fits in whatever area you need it to go into. So that could be a vertical or a horizontal aspect, or maybe you need something that works on your Instagram or works better on your website or your mobile website. So having a variety of brand marks is key, because having just a word mark isn't going to always cut it when it comes to the different layouts that you need to have it in. So this logo overview page just selects out the primary logo, the secondary logo, and then the icon logo. These are just great for the user to know about, to be aware of, and just see what brand mark that they'll probably be using mostly. All right, and then this is getting into a little bit more about the rules of your brand marks. This main goal is to just know that there should be enough space around your brand mark. And so by creating this kind of ratio of the KB that are used throughout the brand mark, they are able to see that they should have an adequate amount of space around the logo. It's just a general guide again so that the user knows whenever they're using it to not put things right up against it and to have that breathable space around it. Next up, we're just looking a little bit more about the primary logo, the second logo, the icon logo. So this is just talking about when to use what. So some of these are better for the horizontal cases, for the vertical cases, and then of course icon is best in more smaller settings such as your Instagram logo or on the mobile loading page. And this next page is just a quick look into the brand direction. As you can see, they have these really fun color wheels that are just based on the different colors that will be introduced throughout the brand, and then also taking a quick look at the serif versus sans serif type choices that have been selected for this client. The color selections are also really important to have. As you can see, there's the hex and the RGB colors to be used. The primary colors, I usually have between like 3 to 5 primary colors, and these are just usually the ones that are used throughout the brand marks. And then it's really important to have secondary colors that can be used beyond that within any supporting elements you need as a client. Sometimes I will include the CMYK colors, or I'll include the Pantone colors if they have those. It just really depends on the client and their needs. This was much more of a digital based look at different creations, so it was just more important to focus on the hex numbers and the RGB numbers. For typography and hierarchy, this is just to look at when you should use different type choices that we've selected. So of course the first one is for the header and the logo, so it's going to be the largest one. It actually has a lot of more characteristic to it, and that's fine when it's used on larger words, something to grab your attention, and nothing that's going to be too long. And then a subhead type choice is the sans serif option, and so that's just one that is great to read and pretty easy to do that. And then that same one is also just used for more of the paragraph style text too, and so you want something that easy to be able to be read without really distracting the user. And then it's really important in the style guide to include where to purchase and download the fonts. If you weren't aware, each font has a different license for it. Sometimes you can just download it for free for a trial use, or you can have it for personal use, which would just mean to be used on like a school project or something that isn't creating monetary value. And then there are the commercial licensing. So that's what you really want to look at and make sure that you have enough licensing for the users. So this could be for your designers on the team or just team members in general, and having that access again. I then like to share a quick page on pattern selections, and so I always create patterns for my clients. This is just great because you can use them in all the different supporting elements, and I find that it's really helpful to make a brand stand apart, and it's just really great to put into your style guide. Up next, we have those brand patterns being used in the social templates. So that was one supporting element this client decided that she wanted to have completed. So we did social templates that I designed in Adobe Illustrator, and then I transferred over into Canva so she could edit the type or change out the images. So I've also linked down below. This is where you would press this button and it goes to the Canva link, or press this button and it would go to the AI link if she did have access to Adobe Illustrator to use it, or if she had a designer that was able to use it as well. I then did the same kind of thing for the social story template that she wanted to have designed. And then lastly, for the social carousel templates as well. So we had two different templates for the carousel that were created, and then she could edit those in Canva or in Adobe Illustrator. Next up, I just wanted to give a little glimpse into the guide of the template. So again, just speaking to when those headlines, what type choice should be used for that, what you should be using for the subhead, what you should be using for the paragraph text, and different things like that. I then also just wanted to include a overview on the templates guides. And so this is to create a look at how basically images could fit within these templates and how some of the color selections should never be touching one another. So within this, I shared more details on that, and then I also just provided a look for my client to overview on. Next one, I'm going to hop over to Adobe Acrobat so you can see it a little more clearly there. And this would be the client guidebook. So the client guidebook was just something that client wanted to be able to give to her clients. So since she's a photography individual who has different families that are using this, she wanted to have a prep guide created so that she could email this off to them as they are onboarded with her and they know what to expect from their photo sessions. So we created this together, and I laid out the different links so she could edit either in Canva or she could edit it over in Adobe, so she had access to both of those. Then the last supporting element that she had was having an inquiry template brochure created, and she actually used HoneyBook as her platform, which is what I also use for a project management tool. And so I was familiar with it, and I helped her bring in this brand look that she just had created and flesh it out for this last supporting element. So I ultimately offer 3 total supporting elements that you can add on in a client package. You could of course add more on as a la carte if you're interested, but she wanted to do just the 3 and have her brand show up as much as possible starting out. And that is everything with the style guide. I think it turned out really well and she was really happy with it, so that made me really happy to see it. And this is something that she can take to use either with her next designer, she could use it with a website designer, she could use it for anyone that's joining her team, and just again to keep a cohesive look of her overall brand. Okay, so that is everything. Thank you so much for watching this video. I would really appreciate, again, if you could subscribe, like, comment down below any questions you have, and look out for other videos around design tips and tricks. I'm so happy to help, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much.
Because when push comes to shove, girl, just trust I won't get sick of us. Hold up, simmer, comfort queen, my squeeze